Mark chapter 14. It was 2 days before the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The high priest and the Torah teachers were bent on finding a stratagem to arrest him and kill him. But they said, not during the feast, because the people might begin to riot. While he was in Bethany in Simon the potter's house, as he was eating, a woman came with an alabaster jar of precious spikenard perfume. She opened it and poured it on Yeshua's head. Some of the disciples got upset and began asking each other, "Why was this perfume wasted? It could have been sold for more than 300 denarii and the money given to the poor." And they were angry with her. But Yeshua said, "Leave her alone. Why criticize her for doing something good for me? You will always have the poor with you, and you can do good things for them whenever you want to. But I won't always be with you. She's done the best she could in preparation for my burial by perfuming my body. I am certain that wherever my good news is proclaimed throughout the world, what she has done will be mentioned in memory of her." Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, went to the high priests in order to betray Yeshua to them. When they heard this, they were thrilled, and they promised to pay him off. So he began looking for an opportunity to betray him. On the first day of unleavened bread, when the Jews present the Passover offering, his disciples asked him, "Where do you want us to go and prepare for you to eat the Passover?" He sent 2 of his disciples and told them, "Go into the city, and you will meet a man carrying a water jug. Follow him. When he goes into a house, tell the owner of the house that our rabbi asks, 'Where is my banquet room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples?' Then he will show you a large room upstairs, furnished with seating and available. Make preparations for us there." His disciples left and went into the city. They found things just as he told them, and they prepared the Passover. When it was evening, he arrived with the 12, and they were eating. Yeshua said, "I am certain that one of you eating with me will betray me." They were becoming distressed and began asking him one after another, "Is it I?" He told them, "It is one of you 12 who dips bread with me from the bowl. The human Son is leaving just as it is written of him. But how terrible it will be for the man who betrays the human Son. It would be better for that man if he had never been born." As they were eating, Yeshua took some bread and blessed it. Then he broke it and handed it to them and said, "Take some, this is my body." Then he took a cup, praised and blessed it, and passed it to them, and they all drank from it. He told them, "This is the blood of the new covenant that is poured out on behalf of many. I'll definitely not taste the fruit of the vine again until the day when I drink a new variety in the kingdom of Yehovah." They sang a Paschal praise psalm and went out to the Mount of Olives. Yeshua told them, "Tonight all of you will abandon me, because it is written, 'I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of his flock will be widely scattered.' After I have risen to life, I will go ahead of you into Galilee." Cephas replied, "Even if everyone considers you to be scandalous, I won't." Yeshua told him, "I am certain that today, this very night, before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. So he emphatically added, "Even if I have to die with you, I won't disown you, Master." All the disciples said similar things. They came to a place called Gethsemane, and he told his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." He took Cephas, James, and John with him and began to be sorrowful and distressed. He told them, "My consciousness is overcome with sorrow to the point of death. Wait for me here and keep watch." He went on a little farther and fell to the ground and prayed that if it were possible the hour could pass from him. He said, "O Abba, my Abba, you can do anything. Cause this cup to pass from me, yet not my will, but yours." He returned and found them sleeping, and he said to Cephas, "Are you asleep? Couldn't you keep watch with me for a single hour? Watch and pray so that you don't yield to temptation. The spirit is willing and ready, but the body is weak." He went away again and prayed, repeating the same things. He came back and found them sleeping because their eyes were heavy and they didn't know what to say to him. He came back a third time and said, "So they are already having sleep and rest. The end is near. The hour has come. Look, the human son is being betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up. We're leaving. My betrayer is coming." While he was still speaking, Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, arrived with a crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent by the high priests, the Torah teachers, and the elders. The traitor who betrayed him had given them a signal. He said, "The one I kiss is the one. Arrest him and lead him away under guard." He stepped right up and said, "Rabbi, Rabbi," and kissed him. They grabbed him and arrested him. One of those who stood nearby pulled a sword and struck the underling of the high priest and cut off his ear. Yeshua asked them, "Have you come out with swords and clubs to arrest me, as you would against a robber? I was with you every day teaching in the temple, and you didn't arrest me. Yet this is happening to fulfill the scriptures." Then his disciples deserted him and ran away. A young man following him, who was only wearing a linen cloth on his nearly naked body. When they grabbed him, he slipped free of the linen cloth and ran away naked. They led Yeshua to Caiaphas, the high priest, and all the high priests and Torah teachers and the elders had gathered with him. Simon followed him at a distance as far as the high priest's courtyard. He sat with the underlings, warming himself by the fire. The high priest and the entire Sanhedrin were trying to obtain testimony against Yeshua in order to put him to death, but they couldn't find any. Though many gave false testimony against him, their testimonies were inconsistent. Some false witnesses stood up against him and said, "We heard him say, 'I'll destroy this temple made with hands, and in 3 days I will build another not made with hands.'" But even then, their testimonies were contradictory. The high priest stood with them and asked Yeshua, "Don't you have an answer? What about these claims against you?" But Yeshua was silent. He wouldn't reply. Again the high priest demanded an answer. "Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?" And Yeshua replied, "I am, and you will see the human Son sitting on the right-hand side of the power, when he comes on the clouds in the sky." The high priest tore his clothes and asked, "Why do we need more witnesses? Look, you have heard the blasphemy from his own lips. What do you think?" And they unanimously condemned him to death. Some began to spit on him and beat him with their fists. They told him, "Prophesy." The underling slapped his cheeks. As Simon was in the courtyard, a servant girl with the high priest came and saw him warming himself. She looked at him and said, You were also with Yeshua the Nazarene. But he denied it by saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Then he went out onto the porch, and the rooster crowed. The servant girl saw him again and began saying to the bystanders, This man is also one of them. He denied it again. A little later, other bystanders said to Cephas, Surely you are one of them, because you are also a Galilean, and your dialect confirms it. Then he began to curse and swear, I don't know this man you're talking about. Immediately the rooster crowed a second time. Then Simon recalled that Yeshua had told him, Before the rooster crows twice, you will deny me 3 times. And he began to cry.